Evan Crosby. This is Adrian Gomez. Actually, my middle name's Evan, so we have that similar to ourselves. Okay, so Evan, we're looking at your back leg. Hopefully we can find some stuff to help you with. I'm sure we will. You're about 116 out of the back leg. So what I want you to understand right now is your knee is pointing outside of your ankle, and what that will do is it's going to be hard for you to really start moving this way, start going forward. So all of a sudden I want to push, and then by that time your chest, your front foot plants, so you're too late to push. As you rotate into it, your leg comes off the ground, and once my leg comes off the ground, I'm going to have to throw with my arm, and so this is a difficult position to be in. So instantly I can get 3 or 4 miles an hour just getting your knee inside. Huge. So it should be pointing inside. The knee should be in here, that way. So we're going to move that knee inside the ankle. Okay, when you do that, you're going to be able to push further. Once you put your foot down, this foot should be 1.5 feet further, and you'll see it on the angles. But power to the back leg definitely needs to improve. I need to squat off of there. Okay, so as you plant, this is that front knee. Let's look at this. So when you first plant, it's a 20-degree movement. Change in knee position. So your hips won't rotate until this knee's over the ankle. And the hips, it's going to be hard for you to rotate those hips if you're having to make that such a big change in your front knee. So I really want you to work on that front knee and on that back leg. All this stuff's on 212athlete.com. You're really going to be able to improve. So leads us in the next one. So power to the back leg, number one. That back leg should not come off. I should rotate and drag through. Let's measure this. About 92 degrees out of this double angle when you plant. And that double angle is really significant because it should be a lot further. It should be 110 degrees. So this is what 110 degrees looks like. If I can get here. So where does that put your foot? That puts your foot 1.5 feet out. So that's the kind of extension that I want to see out of your front leg. But you're just going to have to push off of that back leg. You're going to have to keep that foot on the ground. And right now you're not, and there's just no power to that back leg. So if you can do that, that's going to be huge for you. Moving on to your front knee. This doesn't look like an issue, but as you go forward, this is good, the 135. This is fabulous. As you get further, though, as you push this foot further, this angle is going to get smaller. So I don't want it to get smaller. If you're going to go out, I'd like to keep it there. Okay? So lower half-wise, those are some things that we can definitely work on that are going to help you increase your velocity. That's where a lot of your power is going to come from. So front double angle front knee, your back leg. I mean, really all of the lower half weaknesses are going to be beneficial for you and helping that. Okay, so moving on to posture, ball release. Let's look at where your posture is at ball release, right there. So let's track you back. Now you're forward. So a lot of movement with your head. I would like to see if I could get you to stay back in this position somewhere in here. And if your head started there, look at the head movement. Very minimal head movement. So I want you to work on that posture, staying back. Posture, ball release. So you see that back leg come in. Watch, your chest can't come through because your back knee's coming in. So your chest can't go forward because this knee's coming in. There's no balance. So when you don't have that balance out of the back leg in the ground, your chest can't extend. So that's a huge issue. Your back leg's one fourth of your weight. So if you're going to have 3/4 of your body weight forward, how are you going to stabilize your front side if your back side's not stable? So that's what I want you to think about. We have to have opposite equal movements, and that back leg's definitely one of those movements where you can't get away with it. So that needs to be worked on. Okay, so let's look on release or release point. So this is kind of the middle of your foot. When you're releasing the ball in the middle of your foot, there's a lot of stress on the shoulder. We want to push your chest through and extend yourself past release point, and that's not what we're doing right now, but that's something that you could do in the future. That's something that could be huge for you. So launch, definitely need to work on the launch. Moving back into stacking right here. We talked about the knee being inside. That knee needs to stack better as you come back, because you see how far out this is. I want to get it inside going this way. And your upper body, we want your upper body to stack over this knee. And I don't want you to think of all these things, hey, wow, like I got a lot to work on. I want you to think of these things as, when I get these fixed and I continue to work on these for 2 or 3 years, I'm going to be one of the best pitchers in the area. And that's what people don't do, is they take this stuff and then they don't work on it, and then they just stay the same or get worse. We don't want to be that. We don't want to do that. I mean, you have some capabilities of doing some great things, but we've got to do some work. So stacking, definitely need to work on that. Let's look at your front glove. Watch how your front glove comes up, pinches, and it rotates straight down. You'll see this rotate straight down. Okay, so that's not allowing your upper body to be stable. I want to continue this pinched here. Don't let it come down, and you're letting your arm kind of rotate back. So we took all of that power away that we had. So I want you to pinch. Front glove needs to improve. Let's look at where your extension is, and this is where I think I can get you a ton of velocity. Hip, 27 degrees. This is where you need to be. Okay, so just by changing these angles to 49 degrees, your front knee is going to have to come back, and then let me show you what you need to do. Your knee needs to come back, back leg needs to be stable, and your chest needs to extend. We need to get way further out in front. And if we can do that, your arm's going to feel a lot better. We're going to start releasing the ball past your front foot. Your launch angle, your launch is going to get way further. So all of these great things happen when you start changing these mechanics. Chest extension. So that needs to improve for sure. Okay. Let's look at, as you're coming through, I'm going to measure both of your shoulders, off your shoulders. Let's see here. It's close. I'm a little bit lower than you, but I think your elbow is what, see how high that elbow goes. I don't want to go up with that elbow. I want to go through with the elbow. Don't let it come up and rise. You need to drive with your chest and get out in front. Front knee needs to come up. You need to drive with your chest. So that's a huge theme, that if you fix that chest extension and drive through with your chest and don't let that elbow come up, that's going to be huge for you. So here's layback. So you have no high elbow, or you do have a high elbow. That's something I want you to work on. You have a good layback. You have good flexibility in your shoulder, which is going to equal power if we keep you safe. Let's see what you do. come almost outside of that elbow at a straight angle or a straight line. I want to reduce this to around here. So we're not talking about much. I don't want that arm to be straight. I don't want a straight arm. I want a bent arm, and I want you to drive through with your chest, not just throw with your arm. So that chest needs to start driving and finishing forward at this angle. Back leg needs to stay straight, and that's going to give you that balance. So, you know, arm fly out, definitely something you got to work on, but I just want you to keep working on this and have the ability to really increase, and you're going to see a huge change when you start doing the drills and the bands and do everything that we showed you. And we'll talk to you soon. Hope to be back there soon in a few months.